then. Alright then.
Stop it, I know it's like,
Ready with a look out.
yeah. Little water for the eye.
Is that a clean glass, yeah? Yeah, smell it. She didn't look at it.
Yeah, it should be clean, isn't it?
But she's not sure though. Are you sure that's clean?
It looks like it's just come out of the dishwasher.
Alright. Well then if that's the case.
LOL! Yeah, let's do a little cheers.
Yeah, can drink it still. She gave like half a glass of it and then she said that's it. She didn't want to quench my thirst. Barriers have to break, opportunities have to make. Here we are with episode 1 of Daily Decisions. Ria, we did the cheers off cam, but we might as well do it on cam, corny as hell. Respect. So we're in the building. Obviously this is episode 1, so you won't know what to expect. You might not even know who we are, let's be real. You might be watching this thinking, or listening to this thinking, why should I listen to these people? Who are these people? We're gonna break that down. But Ria's come up with this amazing slogan for this show, which we call Daily Decisions. And what is the slogan, Ria? Talk to them.
Dominate your life, your career, your finances, the world, one day at a time.
Yeah, the slogan is therefore just dominate one day at a time. But she gave you expansion and she gave you context.
We want
So
you guys to dominate every single field, one day at a time, one decision at a time.
It's true. Now I do fully agree. I'm just saying, like, in case they wanted to know if the slogan was only short, I just want to let them know what the short version was. But anyway, with that being said, I am one of your hosts, Lewis Howell. Context, I'm the managing director of 7PK. I also have another social enterprise, Revolution Hive. For those who don't know what 7PK does, our mission is to help people in disadvantaged situations to have more equity within society. So for us, it's all about being able to do, as I just said at the start, which is about breaking barriers and making opportunities. But we also have to change systems in the process. Ria, you might as well know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm the operations coordinator for 7PK. I help run a project that we've just started, which will be starting next week Monday, called Sprint Success, which is basically helping young people dominate their career, business ideas, also creating connections, community and all of that, and it will end in a residential. So if you do want to join Sprint Success, the link or something will be in the description. But
Yeah, expect it to be somewhere.
Yeah,
it's got to be somewhere. It's got to be
somewhere
somewhere.
in the description.
So,
But yeah,
Ria, what are we saying? Dive in.
dive in.
Yeah. This segment is called Guess Who. You lot can play along, wherever you're watching or listening to this too. How it works, each episode, one of us will have a person. It should be a well-known person, maybe a celebrity. We can't tell the other person who it is. The other person needs to guess who that person is. How that will be done is we will read out a series of statements. These statements will be decisions that that person has made on their journey to success, on their journey through success, whatever it may be. The other person has to try and guess who that person is. If you can hear one statement and guess, you get 5 points. If you hear 2 statements and guess correctly, it'll be 4 points. If you hear 3 statements and guess correctly, 3 points, and so on. Obviously, man's here to win because we're here to dominate one day at a time. So, just so you don't know, we're going to be keeping a leaderboard and I will be at the top of it. So, with that being said, Ria.
Just before we dive in, the catch is the way we're going to describe the person is through decisions that they've made.
Yes.
So, we have each come up with 5 decisions that this person has made, and that's their character profile. We don't give them, okay, what skin color, what have they done? No. What decisions have they made recently in order to, make them the topic of discussion?
100%.
So,
You got your person?
I've got my person.
Alright, cool.
So are you ready to lose? Yes.
Let's get on with it.
This person decided to do an interview recently.
I want to ask a clarifying question because I feel like I know who it is straight away.
You can't.
But the thing is, there's no penalisation for getting it wrong, innit?
So then ask. There's no penalisation, no. So if you feel like you want to...
Right then.
No. This person decided to spill some dirt about other people in entertainment.
Cat Williams. Let's put 4 points on the board, please, and that will appear now. Fantastic. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it, guys. Yeah, you don't waste no time. So that was Who Am I? Now we're going to move into our first segment.
Guess who?
Guess who?
Guess who?
Oh, sorry, I'm messing up the names, guys.
Yeah.
I thought it was called
Guess
Who Am I?
who?
It's called
Guess
Guess
who?
Who. I'm
Guess
being
who?
told off. Sorry. So anyway, we're going to move into our next segment, which is the 3-word week. So, Ria, how would you describe your last 7 days using 3 words?
My last 7 days using 3 words. 1. Are we giving the explanations or just the words for now?
Give all 3 words and then break it down.
Okay. My first word I would say would probably be healing. My second word would be transformative. And my third word would be out of the box, I would say.
Healing, transformative, out of the box. Talk to us about why and tell us some decisions you made this week that led to it being like that.
So healing, I would say, because I've also learned, like I've through things that I've done this week, I've just learned to slow down. Like not everything is just rush. Because I feel like my mind's so entrepreneurial that sometimes I'm just thinking, okay, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that, and then I start to feel a bit of pressure for not doing that. Then it's just like, but your life, you want to be entrepreneurial and you want to get to a certain stage because you want your life to be a certain way. Realizing that your life can actually be like that in the process if you just slow down, take time to heal whatever it is that makes you want to be so go-getting, and just realize it's actually okay to just be in the moment. It's actually okay to just have conversations with people. It's actually okay to just relish in the moment. So that for me is kind of healing in the sense that I feel like life is just slowing down in a way that I can actually catch it rather than it just running away from you all the time, basically. Transformative, I would say, is because I actually I went shopping last week actually, and I went to one of them high street stores. You know them high street stores that I'm talking about. Them cheap shops. I went into one of them cheap shops, and I was looking in the mirror. I was like, yep, and then slowly you start to see yourself in a different paradigm. Like, that's me now. You know what I mean? So.
Ria made it sound like she just buys cheap clothes. Like the way you set it up, was like you're bougie and you don't normally shop in that place. And then you transitioned into
you're bougie on a budget. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be bougie on a budget. Sometimes we can't always just be splashing cash.
I hear it.
But I'm telling you, the high street stores are where you find them good finds. And it's not expensive, and it's not out of your way to go a little bit extra mile for yourself. And that's the same. Transformative, new butterfly season. What was the last one I said? I said out of the box. Out of the box, I would say, because we're doing shit like this now, guys. It's 2024. Literally out of the box equipment. Out of the box.
That was smooth. That was so smooth. Yeah.
Everything's just out of the box. Everything's just fresh, brand new, happy. New Amazon packages to my door, new things, like everything's just out of the box now. Mine out of the box. I hope that was understood, but I understood it, and the real ones would understand.
So we might have to insert a video here, yeah. But let's talk about Amazon packages that did not come to the door, yeah.
Sorry, but what's going on here? I have not ordered this at all. I don't even know what this is. Plastic cereal dispenser containers. I definitely ordered a Sony Alpha camera. Everything else in the order that I placed, or orders that I placed, are correct. 2 webcams, a tripod, and a 2-part light set. I also ordered a phone holder for in-car filming, and I ordered a little like adapter thing. But everything else is correct, but the camera's not here, so I don't know who packed this box. But clearly someone has either not packed my camera or stolen my camera, so I need to know how I'm going to get what I've paid for, because this is unacceptable.
So right now, if you're watching this on bare different devices, none of which are a formal camera. Let me tell you why. Man spent a good amount of money, yeah? £700 worth of money on a camera, which I know is not a super expensive camera, but is a decent quality camera. Thinking, so I bought like the lights, and I bought microphones, and I bought stands and tripods and webcams and different things for all different types of content.
The camera was $699, by the way.
Okay, but we just established it was £700.
Did you just say that? My listening skills are off.
Guys, I don't know if Ria's in the room.
Anyway,
Let's
anyway.
bring her into the room. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyway.
Your 3-word week, Lewis.
What was my 3-word week? I should have thought about this in advance. But no, one of them, for me, definitely, I would say, no, she definitely just mocked the way I itched my nose. Like, that was unnecessary.
Like,
So many people mock me for that,
that
you know?
was the same
Because people say that I'm very circular in how I rub my nose. No, why's your mouth open though? Why's your mouth open when you rub your nose? You need to chill. Anyway, so one of them I would definitely say is acceptance.
Acceptance.
Another one is realization.
Mm-hmm.
I am so tempted to turn this into an acronym. Like, I can't help it. But let me just be honest about what my third word is. And in my head, I'm going ARC is arc, ARE is art. You guys say like I'm literally. Third one would be. I would say leading. So acceptance, realization, leading. Acceptance in that I've had to accept. Well, first of all, have to accept that your equipment didn't come. So that's an example of having to exercise acceptance. But I've also had to demonstrate acceptance through accepting the role that I play in certain friendships, family dynamics, enterprise spaces, in my community, in the sense that like sometimes I don't always accept the way others see me, because in my mind I'm happy to be in the shadows sometimes. For example, like I'm very comfortable leading, hence why my second thing is leading. But I'm also third thing, but I'm also very comfortable existing in the shadows, because I do believe leaders exist there. But I've had to accept that in a number of different spaces I just need to take up space as well, because by me taking up space, it does create comfort for others at times. It does create clarity for others at times. It does create inspiration for others at times. So yeah, but then on top of that as well is accepting feedback, because I've got some really good feedback over the last week or so that I think's been super helpful for just moving me forwards as like a partner, a business owner, a family member, so many things, you know what I mean? So definitely acceptance. Realization, so a realization across two ends. One, that there are certain areas where I don't have to apply a lot of effort and can produce high levels of results. And there are certain areas where I got complacent, thinking that I was going to be able to apply not too much effort and get results. I wasn't getting results. So realization about the stark contrast between those two things. And given that we're doing daily decisions, and I don't want this to come across as too cryptic, let me break that down. So, for example, I run two businesses. One of them, I'm applying effort, yes, but I've got great people that work with me. Ria, Natalie's off camera, etc. Like, we do apply a lot of effort because we work hard. But we also have developed systems and skill sets that mean we don't have to kill ourselves and we still do high levels of work, high levels of output. Do you know what I mean? But on the flip side, I've got a business where, as a result of getting comfortable having a team, and a couple of those team now no longer really being around due to being abroad, I'm left in a situation where it's kind of like, right, this needs a lot more from me than I thought it would, given that our systems actually were more reliant on the three of us than I realized. So now I need to do something about that. So it was a realization of like, one's doing this, one's doing this. What are you going to do about that? Do you get what I'm saying? And then leading, just because in so many different endeavors now, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to lead. Like, I even got some amazing news from my mum about a decision that she made, her and her siblings made, I should say, whilst on a trip over the Christmas period. That I was like, the fact that she was so excited to share it with me was like, yeah, this is because I've done certain things that have inspired you guys as a generation to make decisions that now you feel excited to update me about. It's because you've seen me as a leader in this space for a long time. So now you lot are doing things. So yeah, one answer, but acceptance, realization, and leading. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
So with that being said, make sure you drop in the comments what 3 words best describe your week. Also, if you want more clarity over what we just discussed now, let us know in the comments. We are going to explore a scenario. Let us explore a scenario. We want to know what you would do in this scenario, so make sure you tell us in the comments. But also, we are going to discuss what we would do in said scenario. Ria, are you ready? Yeah?
Yes.
So, Ria, your friend is feeling down.
I've just spilled water on myself. So
That is a daily decision. One can decide not to spill water on themselves.
I'm gonna decide to just refill up my cup and keep going, innit? Just drink water and mind the business.
Sometimes you have to drink water and mind your business. So, Ria, your friend is feeling down because them and their partner just had a big argument, and you get the vibe they want to talk or chill with you.
With both of them.
No, with you, just your one friend who just had the beef with their partner,
the partner.
and they're now like, yo, I want to talk or chill with you. They didn't say it like that, but you get the vibes. But you agreed to go to an industry event to learn and network. So you were planning, originally the plan was, it's Wednesday evening, Thursday evening, whatever it is, you were going to an industry event to go and network and meet people and do your thing. But now your friends called you, it's 4 o'clock, event's at 7, they're on some, yo, me and my man just got into it. Not gonna lie, I'm fuming. He's moving mad. Where are you?
I'm saying, so I how I booked this in advance.
Put this in advance, bro.
On one hand, I really want to be there for my friend. On the other hand, me personally, just the type of person that I am, if I've agreed to go to something and I know this thing is going to better me in the long run, I'm going. Because you and your partner, I'm not going to lie, as much as I want to be there for my friend, that's a bit of a you problem for now. And I'm not saying that as in I don't want to be there for you, but you've got to put yourself first at the end of the day. And I actually saw a quote. What did I see a quote? I can't remember if it was this morning or yesterday morning, that said, I can't help you if I haven't helped myself first. Because you can't, like, literally, when someone's drowning, they say to a lifeguard, don't get too close to a drowning person, because you can't help that drowning person if they're bringing you down with them. And to be honest, I feel like, especially with girls or even men, like, they get mad emotional when you're in a space of, like, I'm going through something with my partner. Some people can't even think straight. So at least let me do what I need to do first, then help you, because I can always call you on the way home.
Yeah, I can call you on the way home. Or you're on the way to the event.
On the way to, no, not on the way, because that's going to mess up my energy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Maybe after the event, and I'm feeling a bit more refreshed, I'm feeling a bit more accomplished, I'll be like, yeah, listen, I'm here to hold space for you, but there's something I need to do first. Because I feel like if I was working, or I had an actual day job or whatever, and I'm at work, I'm not going to be able to speak to you right now. You're going to have to wait until I'm free and available. So yeah, me personally, I'm prioritizing my event first, and then I'm going to hold space for my friend.
Do you know what's interesting? So, like, I'm not, by the way, non-violent. I'm such an advocate for non-violence. But you know, it's deeper, because not only, so in lifeguarding world, they might say, don't get too close. If I'm not wrong, it might be one of the, like, this links to something we're going to talk about later as well. It might be one of the armed forces or something. By the way, I don't advocate for war either, but I'm pretty sure they teach you that if you're going to save someone who's drowning, you knock them out. Like, sometimes you have to punch them in the face.
Knock them out.
Big man thing, because if they're flapping and flailing and doing a madness, you can't help them.
True.
So they teach them to knock them out. And it's like, now you're calm. Come with me. Do you get what I'm saying? So
right in the nose.
now we're not saying knock out your friend, innit? We're not saying that's not what we're saying.
I've got some friends that I wanted to knock out, but it's fine.
But you got over that because you made the daily decision to say that's not the wise thing to do.
I made a daily decision. Let me connect with God.
yeah, connect with your source.
Anyway.
But like, yeah, anyway, the reason I bring that up is because it's that deep. Sometimes you have to be careful, because if you know you're going on a particular trajectory, and that person, not to say you cannot help them, you're not willing to, because I do believe when you're feeling up, definitely reach down. However, if you know that that event is important to you and you don't believe that their situation is make or break in this current moment, like, yeah, like, they can chill for a second, do you know what I'm saying? And you can then come back to it accordingly when you feel ready. So I do agree with that. I think the one thing I would say though, as a word of advice, is how to do an effective check-in with that friend, because you will only be able to assess what decision to make and feel comfortable with the decision. Because you don't just make the decision like blasé, like, I'm going to my event. If you know in the back of your mind you're going to be thinking, but is my friend good though? Do you get what I'm saying? So how do you do an effective check-in with that friend? And I think what that's got to look like is being able to say to that friend, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I really want to be here for you. I'm actually meant to go to an event this evening, so I won't be able to meet you in person. just give me an indication as to where you're at right now. You can give it to me on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are you at right now? Where 1 is like, I'm down in the dumps, I'm struggling, I really just can't even bear it. And 10 is like, do you know what? I'm good, no issues, I can move forward with this. Where are you right now? So that I can get an understanding. And if they're like, do you know what? I'm probably about a 4, you can go to your event. I feel like it's when they start being 3 and down that you need to kind of like assess what's going on. And you might even still, if there are 2 or 3, be able to say, you know what? Here's some things that I'll suggest you do in the meantime, and then I'm gonna come back to you. But I think just doing an effective check-in and seeing where you can leave that conversation is important, because you don't want to even go to the event in the back of your mind and thinking, did I badmouth my friend? Is my friend okay? Do you know what I'm saying? And then you're texting them throughout and they're not really present.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I literally had a real life scenario like that the other day. It was maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I had replied to this person's message from early in the day that said, are you free to talk? I replied at 1 in the morning. I said, is everything okay? They said, can I call you? I'm thinking, I'm about to go to bed, I'm about to go to bed. But I thought to myself, they wouldn't be texting me at 1 o'clock in the morning if everything wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So I answered, but because I was tired, I met them halfway. I was like, is everything okay? To me, in my head, what they wanted to speak about wasn't really as deep as what I thought it was going to be. But you still have to hold space for that person and then give them your advice. Like, you have to set your boundaries in place and be like, I can help you up to this point, but the rest has to be you. Do you know what 100%. I mean?
Knowing where your boundaries start and stop, or where your support can start and stop. Not to say your support won't be undying, but yeah, there's levels. Do you know what I'm saying? Cool. So let us know in the comments, what would you do in that scenario? So remember, your friends just phoned you, they've had a big argument with their partner, they want to talk or chill, but you said you were going to an industry event this evening. You were going there to network, to meet people, to learn stuff. What are you doing? So that brings us to our final segment, which is the outcome. So in the outcome, what's going to happen is we are going to bring up a situation, a scenario that has actually happened as of recent and people are talking about. And we're going to explore whether the decision making made by the individuals involved led to an effective outcome or not. So the situation that I'd like to address this week, Ria, is, and by the way, I'm going to say one person that I really, really love and respect. The other person I don't know that well, but big up her on the work she does. But I'm going to bring up the situation that you may or may not be aware of. Young Philly, YouTuber, influencer, also a music artist, let's not sleep on that. Amazing work, really big respect to him as a content creator. He's done fantastic stuff. He seems like a very well-moral person. I have a massive bias. He's from my end, so you know what I mean. He's from South. He's from the borough of Lewisham, so I'm not. Well, actually, he went to school in the borough of Lewisham. He lives Bromley, but it's borderline. Anyway, so long story short, massive respect for him. But he's getting a bit of flack because him and Els the Witch, who is another YouTuber, were doing a stream on Twitch. So he streams on Twitch playing his game console and whatever. And apparently their stream was sponsored by army jobs. Okay. So like obviously they're basically on there saying like, you know, you could join the army. Yeah. You know what I mean? Armyjobs.co. In fact, I'm not even picking up the thing. Army Jobs, the website. Do you get what I'm saying? Like careers and that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not trying to promote the thing as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're not trying to promote army jobs. You don't think army jobs are sick?
I'm not saying that they're not good. All I'm saying is Philly got flack because he was screaming Free Palestine, but then people are saying, but you're encouraging people to go to war.
True.
So it doesn't really align.
It makes sense, but I'm gonna let you finish what you were trying to say.
So the question I'm posing today is, was that a good decision to accept sponsorship from army jobs, given that you are showing support for Palestine? And let me also just share some of my thinking out loud. One could argue that if the army is given the right instruction, they could potentially be supporting Palestine if given the right instruction, because they might be there to support the Palestinian people and Palestinian troops that are currently being outnumbered, and doing the same for other oppressed societies around the world. However, the principle of going into a career that is shaped by and focused on wars predominantly, or at least that's what it seems. I appreciate some people say no, but the army do other things, and I understand that. I don't know if it aligns well with what you're saying in your messages.
That's a bit of a hard one, you know, because I think. So what is that? What is the outcome of that then?
The outcome is that they promoted army jobs, and now he's getting flack for it.
Okay, me personally, I think if you're gonna promote something, which is, well, not necessarily promote, but push something, as in Free Palestine, you shouldn't be taking sponsorship from somebody that has the power to actually enforce war on the oppressed, basically. That's just my personal opinion. But on the flip side, there's always two flip sides to every coin, and the flip side is that Philly might have, like, so you don't know people's situations. Philly might have just been accepting sponsorship because maybe he needed it. Maybe he's trying to take care of his family.
I don't know for sure because I do appreciate what you're saying, which is that not every single person who makes a lot of money necessarily manages it well. So he could be in a peak situation, but I'll be real.
I'm not saying he's in a peak situation, because either way, I'm not trying to advocate that just because you need money, you should do something that goes against your values. That's not what I'm saying at all. But also, the flip side of the army is that the army, and knowing that my dad is actually part of the army, provides a lot of jobs for
yes, it
people.
does.
It provides discipline, it provides a sense of purpose for people that actually really want to be in the army. My dad's been in and out of the army since I was a little girl, basically. So seeing that he's taking it seriously at this stage of his life makes me feel really proud of him for being in the army. Even though I know at the drop of a hat, my dad could be told to enforce war on Palestine. But do you know what it is? I think it's a very tough one. But I just think at the end of the day, it's you as a supporter. Do you decide you still want to fuck with Philly after he's decided to make that decision?
Let us know in the comments. I'm not going to say any more, actually. I'm gonna let our supporters decide. Talk to us in the comments. Yeah, what are you lot saying about this one? And we're going to leave it there. Cool, so let us know in the comments what your thinking is. But that brings us to the end of episode 1 of Daily Decisions. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, barriers get broken and opportunities will continue to be made. So please dominate one day at a time. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Please don't forget to like, comment, share if you enjoyed this content, and make sure you turn on post notifications for more like this.